Now, even though it is March, did you know that it's not too late to get your flu shot? Here's why. Even though winter is basically in our rearview mirror, that doesn't mean that flu season is. Peak flu activity can actually last through March, with flu viruses still active as late as May. That is why medical experts continue to strongly recommend getting vaccinated even now, and even more so for those at high risk for infection and complications. Dr. William Schaffner is here to tell us who is that risk category. Doctor, thank you for being with us today.
My pleasure, Tina.
So as I was saying, there is kind of that high-risk category. Who falls into that?
So the high-risk category are people age 65 and older, people with diabetes, heart disease, lung disease, pregnant women, and the very young. But for people age 65 and older who have the bulk of these serious flu infections, they're the ones who get hospitalized, and that's where the mortality is so high. We have some good news, because there are now 2 vaccines, flu vaccines, specially formulated for people age 65 and older. They give them a better immune response and better protection. One is called the adjuvanted vaccine. The other one is the high dose. It's not too late to get vaccinated. Just go ahead, walk into your pharmacist or your healthcare provider and get the vaccine, and ask for one of those for people age 65 and older, the high dose or the adjuvanted vaccine.
Doctor, why do you think that some people don't get vaccinated?
Some people don't get vaccinated because they mistakenly think that flu, which comes every year, is not serious. They don't realize what a serious infection it is. And then there's an old myth that you can get flu from the flu vaccine, which is completely incorrect. Yes, you can get a bit of a sore arm. I always do for a few hours. And about 1 to 2% of people get a degree of fever for just one day. But that's not the flu. Protecting against an infection that can put you into the emergency room, that's really very important.
So definitely outweighs any of the myths, like you were saying. And I also probably think that what we're also trying to tell people is they think that there's only a certain window of time to get the flu shot. And if that time is lapsed, then why even bother? But we're kind of telling everyone that this lasts pretty far into the year.
Flu keeps going. It will be with us through March, probably into April, and maybe string out into May. So it is late. So if you're going to get vaccinated, don't linger, and make a New Year's resolution such that when September and October come around, get vaccinated against next year's flu.
Oh, that's such a great advice, is make it your New Year's resolution to remember to do it at the end of 2017. You know, my co-host, he thinks he maybe has a touch of the flu, so this is an indication that it is still lingering. A lot of people are still getting it. So, Doctor, I want to thank you so much for reminding us who's in that high-risk factor for us. And is there anywhere we can go online to get more information about those targeted vaccines you were talking about?
Sure enough, here are a couple of websites. The CDC has one, cdc.gov, and the National Foundation for Infectious Diseases asks you to go to nfid.org. All you want to know about flu vaccine, but what all you do need to know is get vaccinated.
Thank you, Doctor, again.
My pleasure.
Don't go anywhere. The Morning Blend will be right back.